Hey, well, I'm going to show you the other two paintings in the series. My favorite paintings. Here they are. The Voyage of Life by Thomas Cole, 1842. Now look at this one. And this one is called Manhood. Or you could call it adulthood. Because at this age, this adult could be anyone. So the composition in this one, well, let's look at where we left off. See, here is youth. And the youth on the boat is on the river, heading toward some dreams in the sky. But remember the foreshadow. The water goes back behind these trees and here, toward these rocks. And so what's back here? Well, it's this. So here, the man is in the boat. And he's by himself. And he looks very scared and afraid. The tiller on the back of the boat is broken, so he can't steer it. And he's praying to the sky. And the angel who was on the boat is far, far away in the clouds. And the boat is heading here to these rocks and to this rough water. And if you look at where he is praying and you follow where his eyes go, he is actually looking here into the sky. And this print of the painting doesn't show this very well, but these are actually ghosts and dark spirits. They have faces. And that's where the man on the boat is praying. So, when I learned about this painting in the series of 4, I always thought this was the least interesting. That's because I wasn't quite this age just yet. I was getting there, but when I saw this and thought of what would my life be like when I'm this age, first thing I said to myself was, well, when I'm this age, I'm definitely not going to be in that boat. Yeah. I'm smarter than that. I know how to make good decisions. I know how to look ahead and plan and do what's right. All of this, where he's heading, where he's going, that's all because of his decisions. Maybe if he made better decisions, he wouldn't be in that spot. So when I looked at this painting, I said, yeah. Well, I'm sure that happens to a lot of people, but not to me. He might be going through it, but I know I won't. And then I went through it. And I learned. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about life. Like what's going on here. And I learned a lot about myself. And not just myself, but well, what I was thinking before this. What was going on here? And you know what? When I look at this, I think much differently now. And that's why this whole series of 4, it's my favorite. So, a couple more things about adulthood and this painting specifically. Look in this corner. See that tree? Looks like it has a face. Like a screaming, scary face. See the eye and the mouth? And this is almost like hair being twisted. And this is called a blasted tree. And a blasted tree has its own meanings. And in art, it can mean different things. It can mean loss or death or pain. But it can also mean enduring and strength. And besides emotions, it can also mean, well, it can mean nature in the world, and it can put into perspective our place when it comes to nature. And there's some foreshadowing in this painting, see? If you look deep, far back into the water, you can see that here in the background, the water is actually very calm into a ocean with a sunset. So just like in youth, there was foreshadowing for a very scary future. And this painting is actually foreshadowing a peaceful future. So there is hope. This is adulthood. One more thing before I show the last painting in the series. Remember earlier how I said the angel is, well, to many people, it resembles a parent. Well, here at this person's age, this person is old enough to be a parent. So then, the angel is far back here. But I say, and I think, the angel is a responsibility. So, think about this. Could the person in the boat be in this situation because they have chosen to ignore responsibility? Maybe, or maybe not. Because in my experience, this person right here, that person may be the most responsible person in the world. They may have made the best decisions that they could all their life and still be right here. still be right here in the Voyage of Life. Okay, ready for the last one? Painting number 4. This is called Old Age. So after the rough waters, the boat is pretty much broken. No tiller on the back, can't steer it. The angel that was at the front holding the hourglass is broken off. And so time is up. And look, that angel that was far, far away, up here in the clouds, well, now the angel's back. And the man is very old. And the angel is showing the man, hey, up here, time for you to go. There's really not much in the background at all. Just the water, the boat, the angel, and the clouds. If you look closely, you can see that here in the sky there are actually more angels. They may be hard to see. And there's a little angel right there floating down. So this is old age. And if we're lucky enough, we get there. And if you, well, it is hard to predict the future, but if you can imagine yourself being this age here, well, it's very hard to do. I'm starting to get closer and closer, so for me it's actually getting easier to imagine if I make it there. Yep. If I put those two paintings side by side, it's here. So. Adulthood, old age. So, those are the 4 paintings in The Voyage of Life, Thomas Cole, 1842. And it's my favorite paintings of all. I'll show you them one more time. Here it is. Childhood. Coming from the dark place into the water. Little baby on the boat. And there is the angel steering the boat. Remember, I say the angel is a responsibility. Heading toward a sunrise. And then, in youth, well, we break away from responsibilities when we can, because there's something more we want in life. Our dreams. And remember, balance your responsibilities and your dreams, because you need both. You need responsibility, so you know to do the right things and to take care of yourself and others. But you also need dreams. It's what makes life wonderful. So balance them. Not one more than the other. Have both. And when you go through rough times, and they will happen, We'll just know that it's not always your fault or your decisions. It can be from a number of things that maybe you could have changed and maybe not. But the further we are from responsibility at this age, I think it is safe to say that there is a greater chance you will be in this boat. So make sure you handle what you need to handle first. And last, the ending that is there for all of us. No castles, no dreams, just the ride stops, and it's our time to go. Yeah. Now, remember what I said about the angel being responsibility? Yeah. Well, here, the angel is kind of back, joined here, reunited. Does that mean responsibility is back and that we have even more responsibility at this age? I have actually come to understand that the most important part of this painting is actually this angel right there. And I don't think people who study art talk about this angel enough. Because this angel right here makes this entire series of 4 paintings a cycle, or a loop, or something that happens again and again. I'll show you. Remember when I said that I love these paintings because of my understanding about what happens in between the paintings to get from one to the other. What happens here? Not here, because we see it. And not here, because we see it. But here. This is what I love. Because we fill this. Now look at this one. Remember what I said about being this age and looking at this and saying, well, you know, I can avoid this. I didn't think about this at all. But now I do. And now that I'm pretty much at this part here, well, this is where I've made it. Maybe I'm still here in some ways. And I'm not quite here in other ways, but I definitely know what's happening right here. So, And now for the special part. Are you ready to see what the reason why this angel is important? Well, it's because when you take the last one and the first one and you do this, what happens here? And that's hard to answer, because do we really know? Maybe, maybe not. But something happens here. Someone gets off the boat. Someone gets on the boat. It's like it's a cycle. And who makes this possible? It's that angel right there. See? I have heard people explain this. That when this painting ends, and then the ending becomes the beginning, and now this painting is back, I've heard people explain that this angel in the boat is the same angel as right here, you know, and the person in the boat is reborn again and becomes the baby. And so life happens in that cycle. But I see it that the angel takes the man off the boat and they go to heaven. Now, from heaven, someone's got to come down and reset the boat, just like a roller coaster. See, when people wait in line for a roller coaster and they get on and they strap in and go for the ride, okay? When the ride is over and the roller coaster is coming back to the start, the workers at the theme park have to get the roller coaster set for the next group of people. Someone has that responsibility. It's their job to reset the ride because someone just finished it and they have to get off. And that's what this angel is for. This angel comes down to reset the boat. This angel goes away with the old man. And that's what we see here. This angel with the baby is actually this angel in here coming down from the sky. That's why I love these. And I could talk for the rest of the evening about other things I like and love about these. Because my love for them grows. And I love them even more. Every single day. Even since the last time I talked about these. Want to see how that's possible? I'll tell you. Well, when I printed these out and thought about what to talk about, the 4 paintings and the Voyage of Life, I looked at the composition again and looked closely about, well, what is there to talk about? And I noticed something. I'll show you. It's this mountain right there. You see the shape? It looks kind of like a crown. It has a top with like almost two horns, but it's far in the back. Now, does this mountain appear again in Youth? Why, it sure does. Maybe from a different angle. Maybe from a different part of the water and the land in the valley. But yeah, the mountain is there. Same mountain. There. There. It's more in the center and you can kind of see it a little bit more clearly. than in childhood, but it's there. Now, what about adulthood? Is it still there? Well, the answer is yes. Kind of far in the back, maybe from a different angle again, you can still see the peak, and maybe not so much the horns, because you know we've twisted and turned around the water and the river bend. But I think that's the same mountain. And then, is it here at the end, at old age? Well, I'll tell you, I looked very closely and I don't see it. So, I'll tell you what the mountain means to me in the voyage of life. The mountain is the people who care about you. Look, when you're a baby, okay, people come from far away to see you because you're a baby. And they want to see the baby because you bring them joy. And then, in youth, as you grow and become your own identity, and they're right there. There's the people you care about, right there with you. Because at this age, everyone deserves to enjoy this time, because we only get it once. And look, even though the youth is wanting this dream in the sky, this dream is behind here, the people who care about this youth. And I think that's true for a lot of kids this age. We are always here, caring about you, even though you want to look past us into more fun, exciting stuff. The truth is, we're always there. Now, when you become your own person, and you go out in the world, and when you're alone, and you have to handle yourself, the people who care about you, we're still in your life, even though we may be far away in the distance, maybe blurred out, maybe barely recognizable, but we're still there, because you have to take care of yourself and others, but we are there, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. We are right there. And then a day will come when we're not there. Or maybe we are. Huh. Love you.